Welcome to episode 3 of my game development journey, and I just wanted to give you an update of where we were in week 3. It's been a bit of a slow week. I had a cold, which is why I sound weird, or weirder than normal. This week I've mainly been looking at the first level, which is on the ranch. This is kind of the introduction, and I've been focusing on the cutscene, which is the first thing you see when you load up the game. So after you've hit new game on the menu, this level will load, and then the cutscene will kick in. And I've been using timeline for this. Show you. So this is what we got so far. So quite a small timeline really at the moment. Not an awful lot going on. Mainly what's taking the time is the character animation and positioning and getting them to be where I want them to be. So we've got this, I've mapped out this level very roughly. Still using the terrain. All this will be like corn growing, which I hope to use the nature renderer for. Got a windmill, got the ranch cabin, and the barn, and these at the moment are the core elements of the intro. So what I've got my level cutscene here with my playable director, and I've got all my shots from the different Cinemachine cameras because I'm using Cinemachine for this, in conjunction with some of the dolly stuff. I've also got my drunk rancher who bursts through the door here in this first shot. You'll see I've got a couple of instances of him doing different motions as the timeline plays forward. So all in all, really coming on and starting to take shape. This is all the alpha art. I've upgraded the barn a little bit because the other one was a bit small and tiny. It's only really just the exterior at the moment, just to get this sort of footprint in the level, just to work out how big it is. So let's play it, and you can see where we are with the animation for the introduction as it stands. So that's the animation, and so far it's not yet finished, by the way, just so you're looking at the end and thinking what the hell is going on there. So this is what I was thinking. So the first shot here, which is let's see, this one here, our shot 0 cam, it's just like a 5-second shot just to establish the scene, and here's the way we've got kind of 5 seconds to give the user an indication of where this is taking place. So every shot needs to enhance the story in some way. So this 5-second shot tells you that we're on a ranch. It's probably somewhere in like Texas because of the windmill and the barn style. And in the background, you're going to hear the faint sound of crickets, which again, it instantly puts you somewhere probably in the States, given all the style of the buildings. And you're also going to hear the sound of the rancher and his wife having an argument in the background. It's going to be quite muted, but you can tell that there's something not so great going on. Within that 5 seconds, you've got a really good indication of where you are and what's happening. And the art style here will probably lean towards more of a dilapidated look, so a ranch that's not being very well cared for. And then the second shot pulls in tight to the rancher's cabin. He bursts through the door, stumbling around. He'll have a beer bottle in his hand, so you can kind of indicate that he's been drinking. And at this stage, you'll hear his wife probably crying in the background, him mumbling. And that's another 5 seconds of him just coming out of that barn, just to introduce you to that character. And then you see him walking towards the barn, kind of stumbling, and the camera's going to be slowly following behind him. Then I've pulled into I've replaced the barn, so this door should be right in the center of the camera, and the camera's going to start to go in slow to the door, and then it's going to stop, and then the door's going to be pushed open as the rancher kind of stumbles in. But at the moment, he just kind of goes, boop, here's Johnny. Head just comes through the door. So that's as far as I've got with the animation at the moment. And then from here, the rancher will come on in. This will be where you're introduced to Star, the horse, for the first time in the scene, in his little cabin. He'll be chained to the wall. Rancher will throw the beer bottle and then stumble on out. And then the story will progress from there. So that's actually quite a lot done in that week. Just mapping this all out has probably taken a good few hours to get it to this stage. God bless Mixamo. What I wouldn't do without that, because this character at the moment, although he's placeholder, all the drunk animations has come from Mixamo, so I've been able to stitch all those together. I've got an IK rig in here, so I can on this character. There's like an extra rig that goes over the top using the animation rigging package. If I select my character from the shot, my rancher here, got my rancher model. You can see I've got this rig where I can control like his head and his arms on top of the animation that's already going on. So I got him pushing the door while he's kind of drunk and stumbling around. So I'm able to position his hands, and where he grabs this pillar here, you can see I've got this red square. That's the target for the IK rig that goes over the top of him. So he kind of grips the pole here and sliding around. And that's like an extra layer that goes over the top of all the Mixamo animation. So really enjoying putting this together. It's great to be animating. I feel like Steven Spielberg setting up my shots. So this time next week, hopefully, I'll have the rest of the barn blocked in with the stall, and up to the point where the rancher's thrown his bottle and then stumbling back out again. I think that little sequence is probably going to take me quite a while to put together. But at least you can see it now coming together. It's actually now starting to feel like a proper game cutscene, which is really neat. So if you want to follow along and chip in with the game's progress in testing and that, I'll be putting these builds up on my Patreon page so people can grab them and give me feedback that way and have a go. Alternatively, if you've got any suggestions, just leave a comment in the comment section. And please subscribe, it would be great to have you along for the journey. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.